What's up, guys? This is Ryan, TTM back. This is part 2. Promised I'd come back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop talking, alright? And I'm just going to go through the rest of the autographs I got, because I got a lot and I just want to get to them. I don't want to drag my videos out for you guys, so I know it's exciting to just see all the returns. I used to open up my envelopes on my videos, but now I'm just like, nope. I saw one of my other guys I subscribe to, he just already has them, and he's just ready to show them. He's just ready to show them, so that's kind of what I want to do for you guys. So another one here, 2 of 2, Brian Rafalski, 3-time Stanley Cup champ. He signed for me there. I asked him to do that, so I didn't have any cards of him, so I found some. I mostly like the wings, but he also won a cup. I don't know if it was 1 or 2 with the Devils or with wings too, but he's 3-time, so I think it was 2 with the Devils. But yeah, pretty cool. Usually if I print out for players, I like to see if they've won cups, and then I do like a Stanley Cup. Moving on. Old Cowboys running back, Preston Pearson. So that's pretty cool, 101. He was part of my old football lot that I got. Here's another really good consistent signer. I got 2 of 2 back on him. Very quick, just like Coach Knight. Bill Parcells, baby. So this one was like a custom card that I blew up and just kind of glossed over. I actually have a card now that I'm going to send to him, but yeah. And then this one's just like a printout too that I thought was kind of cool when they won one of their Super Bowls. So yeah, Bill Parcells, great signer. I get some leads here, boys. Sorry, everybody. Good old classic that I've found as I've been scoping YouTube videos, Pat Neshek, spring training. Because I was a little confused on one of his old videos where he's like, just send me like any guys like on the team and I'll see what I can do. So I sent him a couple different players. I'd have to look. I can't remember who it was, but he didn't send those cards back. So I don't know if he just kept them or if he gave them to the other guys on the team, because there are 2 other active Phillies players, and I figured, well, why not kill 3 birds with 1 stone and send them all to Pat, because he's in a past video he's like, oh, send me your fan mail. But regardless, I figured I would take a chance. I don't know if I'll get those other cards back, but at least Pat signed his card and sent that back. He has like such a cool signature because he does like a little baseball there. So he was one where I had just heard through the grapevine that he's like a really fast, consistent signer, so sent to him at spring training. I don't do a lot of baseball though. I don't know. I know baseball gets really saturated, so but I mean, if there's baseball guys I surely try to send to them. I've just had more luck with basketball and football. I don't know if it's a baseball. It's just it kind of confuses me a little bit. I feel a little overwhelmed. There's like so many players, and like, I mean, I've gotten some Ryan Sandbergs back and stuff, but still. Anyways, old Colts guard, Glenn Ressler. Put his number, and then apparently he's College Hall of Fame 01. So, Glenn Ressler. Feel free to comment on my video, guys, if you want me to maybe my whole collection. So I've kind of got my TTM collection, then I have my other collection, which is basically like signed cards from packs. So I have a lot of those too, or just cards that I've purchased already signed. But yeah, just let me know. Okay, we got a Hall of Famer, Dick LeBeau. I can't remember what position he played, but so this one kind of bummed me out. This is like a big blow up of a card. And he signed the outside of it because I had it like folded up. So it's like, how am I supposed to display this? I don't know. So still trying to think of something creative I could do with it, but then I also had another taller printout in there. I've got some cards from him on the way, so I'm gonna get out to him. Hall of Famer, Lions, that's rare. Because as I've said in my past videos, I'm trying to send to like former players from my home state. So Michigan, trying to send to like Red Wings guys, Lions guys. Pistons are difficult. I mean, basketball in general, well, because the Pistons had a lot of good players in the past, and then it's just difficult. There's just not a lot of like Pistons players that sign. I mean, I've gotten some of the guys that obviously sign to sign, but it's just hard. Tigers are way easier. Lions have been fairly okay for the guys that do sign. And Red Wings have actually been really good. I mean, I've gotten pretty good hits on all my Red Wings guys. Chris Draper, Henrik Zetterberg sent back really quickly, so I have another card out to him, a jersey card. I'm hoping. I took it. Normally I don't do it on number 2. I'll do it on number 3, especially if he's. But he was so quick on number 1, and it's really good because you're sending to. It's like his marketing agency or something, so you know it's getting to him. It's attention Mark Levine or something, so you know it's getting like right to him. And because he sent it back so quick, I was like, "Ooh, I should get that jersey card off to him." So, okay, now we're on to baseball. Former Pittsburgh Pirates outfielder Bob Skinner. I think I just came across that he signed, so I jumped out on eBay quick and found a card of him. So, and then here's another guy I've had sign a lot in the past, but I just didn't have any old cards of him, so I finally got some. But Hall of Famer Louis Dampier played mostly in the ABA for the, how do you say that, the Colonels, and then he was on the Spurs for a little bit. Big Kentucky Wildcat, I believe. So 2/2 for him. This card is interesting. So he was. I found, like, I looked him up as an old Tigers player, but then I don't think he had any Tigers cards except. So on this card, it's like he must have just gotten traded or something. So he's advertised as playing for the Phillies. On this card, but he's wearing a Tigers uniform. So I thought that was kind of interesting there. But yeah, so Ted Lipsio. Oh, let's see here. Okay, moving on. I know I just have a huge stack and I haven't shot a video in a while, and I just wanted to give you guys a lot of TTM. So here's 2/2 from Greg Anthony. He was fairly quick. He was a pretty quick return. I think maybe like a week or 2. So same with Scott Brooks, coach of the Wizards now. I think he kept one of mine, so I think he's 1 of 2, but that's fine. You kind of feel guys out, and that's all right. This return. So this wasn't a return. This next one I've got, but I just want to show it to you guys because it's pretty cool. He's deceased player, but trying to get 68 Tigers and 84 Tigers. They're 2 of their championship World Series teams. So one of the 68 players, Willie Horton, rest in peace, but got one of his cards off eBay for fairly cheap. So he was one that I have to do that if I'm going to get his auto, because he's no longer alive, so I had to do that. Next, TTM Chris Ford, I believe Hall of Famer, former Pistons and Celtics player. Didn't have any of his cards, so here's one of my old print jobs here, but still cool. In my opinion, it's better than an index card. Some people get index cards signed. I have card printouts, and if anything, it's kind of one of those cases where the ink soaks through, so it's clearly not a reprint. Here's another Pistons printout of him, and then this one is like a newer Celtics kind of card of him, but still cool. Figured I'd show his kind of the teams he played for, but mostly going after him as a former Piston and then a Hall of Famer. Shame on me for this next one. So I got Lenny Moore. He signed Hall of Fame 75 on 4 prints. So here's another one when I was doing prints. I think I have some Lenny Moore cards coming in the mail. But there's that. You see he's 4 of 4. Former Colts player. But next time I send to him, I'll throw a little check in there or some cash, because he's got please send me a donation, Lenny, and he puts his like return label on there, so that's cool. I can respect that. So I'll probably, when I send him an actual card next time, I'll give him $5 or something. I think is usually the going rate, unless they have a price list. This one took me a little while to get back. I think it was out for a few months, but I got 4 of 4 back from Dana Barros. So there's 1. Dana Barros number 2. Oh, why it's so blurry on my phone here. I'm trying to get it to show up better for you guys. There we go. Okay. Dana Barros. And Dana Barros, 4 of 4. Alright. Another really consistent signer here. This is just two of my many of his, but Lenny Wilkens. Kind of hard to see there, but he'd put Hall of Fame 89 on there towards the bottom. That one kind of same thing, a little hard to see, but that's all right. Next, really good signer, 4 of 4. I usually do 4 at a time to him. He's maybe a good month and a half to return or so-ish. Month and a half, 2 months, somewhere around there. Not terrible, maybe a month and a half, let's say. But 4 of 4 for Robert Parrish. He's so cool because like he'll know based on the card that you have. He's like, oh, I should use a silver Sharpie on this one. See what I mean here? I think on one of them, yep. So he did 3 of them in silver just because he recognized like the type of cards I was sending him, a little darker. So he did silver on these ones, and then on this one he's got his usual black. But it just makes he signs it however it makes sense with the card. I've gotten one back from him, and he did it in gold, so that's kind of cool. All right, another random baseball player here I had from just like a stack of cards, but it's 93 rookie Pittsburgh Pirates, Joel Johnston. So that's a good one there. Nice signature. Nice bright card there to sign on. This one's cool. Former Lions player, Jim Yarbrough, I think is how he says it. To Ryan, go Lions, Jim Yarbrough. So that's pretty cool. And then for my note, so I have Mr. Yarbrough, huge fan, go Lions. He's like, great. So that was pretty cool. So you could tell he was all about it, and that's always cool when guys return like that. So another random baseball player I had in a stack of some older cards. It was, just looked him up, and it's like a former Cubs pitcher, Guy Hoffman. To Ryan, all the best, Guy Hoffman. Blue Sharpie, so that's always nice. Go Cubs. Another guy that I'm basically just sending to because I have cards of him already from like my childhood, but it's not necessarily a case where I'm like thinking of it like, oh yeah, I really need to get cards sent off to this guy, but still a really good signer. So 4 of 4 for former Kings player Walt Williams, kind of signed down the side, a little hard to see there. On that one, this one's a little better, sort of. Walt Williams. 2 of 4. And then, here, I'll save the other one for last year. It's kind of, this one's the best one there. You can see that one the best. Besides my unfocused filming here right now. But here is the, for some odd reason, right in here, he decided to use like a green Sharpie. I don't know what he was thinking, but I'm like, dude, I can't. You were probably better using black because no one can really see that. He should have signed it on himself or something. I'm just thinking, like, what? Wasn't probably the greatest card to send anyways, but still, it's like, all right, okay, I'll save 2 of my better guys for last year. But random football from a stack that I had, older stack, like I mentioned, Cardinals wide receiver Walker Gillette. Signed in a ballpoint pen. I just kept the little note because sometimes they just send you back your little note with your stuff. All right, so 2 really good ones to finish it off here. Thanks for being patient. 2 of 2. I just had so many because I hadn't shot a video in so long. I was like, geez. So, like I mentioned earlier, having good wings success. There's my Henrik Zetterberg that I got. A little tiny for his signature. I don't know. But still nonetheless, it coincides with his signature, so Henrik Zetterberg there. Okay. Kind of does like a cool little double Z or something on his name. And a little like piggly tail or something at the end. I think he's trying to do like number 40 really fast. And then another really good, so yeah, again, I sent a jersey card off to Henrik, so since he was so quick, he was like a week. And I was thinking maybe he'd be one of those where he just gets lost in the shuffle because he has you send to an agency, right? And so I'm thinking, oh, Henrik Zetterberg, everyone's probably sending to him. Because I think he had a decent amount out maybe, but not terrible. But nonetheless, he was quick. Last one, Gail Goodrich, Hall of Fame 96. He signed it on there. So pretty cool. Gail Goodrich. Get a card or 2 off to him. Really good signer. And that's the end. So that was my big fat stack of 2 videos there, TTMs. So be sure to subscribe. I'll probably have more videos coming up soon. Kind of getting a little anxious. One of my, so I'll kind of share this. One of my first TTMs I think that I ever got was Shaq, which was pretty cool, right? Like that was like, oh man, Shaq sends back. That's awesome. Then I got 2 more fairly decently quick returns from him over a 3-month span or so. But I've got probably two cards out to him right now, 2 different send outs that I haven't gotten back yet. So I'm hoping that Shaq isn't a write-off for me, or that he's gotten so overwhelmed with fan mail that he's just stopped doing it or something like that. But hoping those Shaq cards show up here pretty soon. I'm kind of getting a little anxious for a Shaq card, but I think with how much I've been sending off over the last 2 or 3 months, you're probably bound to get anxious, because when you're sending so many off, you're expecting so many in return. So then all those cards that, if it takes a card like a month or 2 to get back, that's not bad. I've seen some people where it's been like a year and they get it back, but still, you're thinking a month or 2, that's like a lifetime for getting a TTM. So sometimes it gets a little hard to have patience when you have a ton out there, but just keep being persistent, and don't and just keep in mind the guys that sign, that return fairly consistently, and just keep sending to them, because you'll get them back. But also keep sending to guys, so stay consistent, but also maintain guys that are like Hall of Famers, guys that like you really would want their signature. I mean, there's players where it's like, yeah, you can send to them all day long and they'll return to you, but if they didn't have much of a career, their auto isn't going to hold much weight. So if you've got guys that sign consistently, Hall of Fame, Lakers, send to those guys and stockpile those, and that'll be more worth your time kind of thing. It's more collectible if you have those guys. So just something to keep in mind. All right, thanks. Feel free to comment. I'll try to get back with you. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Ryan TTM.